learn how to make bigger DTF transfers at home using your Cricut? Stay tuned to learn more. You guys have been requesting for me to find you guys some bigger DTF film. Well, today we are using 11 by 17. I found this one on Amazon and I'll have it linked below. For today's video, we're going to be using Cricut Design Space so I can show you guys how to get a bigger print and cut using 11 by 17 paper. I'm also going to show you guys how to send this directly to your Sawgrass printer, but keep in mind you don't have to use Cricut Design Space to accomplish this hack. You could definitely just send this straight to your printer. Inside of Cricut Design Space, I have been trying to decide between both of these files right here. I have honestly been loving the Cricut Design Space images. We have seen so many of our favorite designers come and join with Cricut Design Space, so it is really, really cool. So now with your membership, you have access to all of those and you don't have to upload them. They're already there. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on all of our favorite designers now being on Cricut Access. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I have decided to go with the image on the left, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete the one on the right. To get this thing ready for a print and cut, there's a few things that we need to do. The current state that it's in, it's an SVG. It's ready to be cut out with heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl. So what we want to do is, you see all of these layers right here on the right. What we're going to do is come down here to flatten. This is what's going to turn it into a print and cut. So we're just simply going to select flatten. You're going to notice that now it's one solid layer and it says print and cut. Now I'm not getting a warning because I have not sized this out yet. I want to show you guys that each individual design is a different size. So Cricut no longer locks you down to that one certain size. Each one is different. So a square to a circle to a design that is, wider than the height. So it's really, really cool that you can do that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm really going to stretch this guy out. So that way I'm going to get that warning right up here at the top. Now that we have that red warning, all you simply have to do is click on that icon and it's going to give you all of the information you need to know. So currently this is set up to print on 8.5 by 11. So it's going to tell me how big I can cut that for that size of paper. Now we're using 11 by 17. So what we're going to do is come down to where it says change page size. We're going to click on it. And then we are going to come down here where it says print and cut page size. We're going to drop that down and I'm going to change it to an 11 by 17 and then I'm going to hit done. So now what's going to happen is if we click on that warning again, it's going to change that information. So it's telling me the biggest I can do this particular design is 9.94 wide by 11.93 high. So you can auto resize that to get that exact height, or you can go ahead and play around with those right up here at your width and height. But for me, I'm going to take the guesswork out and I'm just going to click on auto resize image, and then Cricut Design Space is going to automatically size that to the biggest size you can get. So as you can see, that warning is completely gone. For today's purposes, I am going to print this as big as I possibly can so you can visually see how big of a print you're going to get. We are ready to print this out, so we're going to go ahead and click make it. For our DTF hack, we need to have that mirror turned on, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm just going to turn on my mirror, and then we are going to go ahead and hit continue. At this point, we are ready to send it to the printer, and that is the only thing we're going to be doing with this Cricut Design Space. We're not going to use our Cricut to actually cut it out. I'm just using the program in itself. So once again, you definitely do not have to use Cricut Design Space. I am using an image from Cricut Design Space, so I'm really enjoying being able to do that right here. So we're just going to go ahead and hit send to printer. From here, another amazing announcement or a tip that you may be learning today. If you own a Sawgrass printer, you guys know in the past I've been showing you to save it as a PDF and then taking it to your smart folder. You no longer have to do that. You can send it straight to your print manager, which is now called PrintMate. So if you guys have not seen, Sawgrass has recently updated. They have a new design software as well as a new print program called DesignMate. If you guys want to learn more, I'm going to have a link down below. I've made some tutorials over on Sawgrass's channel so you guys can check it out. Before I hit print, I'm going to turn off that bleed line, and you can see that it says send to PrintMate. So this is going to send it straight over to my print manager. print mate. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit print. As you guys can see, it sent it straight over to PrintMate. I'm so excited about this new feature from Sawgrass. This is going to change the way we print our sublimation designs using our Sawgrass printer. You guys, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys have followed my previous DTF hacks, you guys know you're going to need your DTF film, a piece of copy paper or sublimation paper, as well as some tape. The DTF film that I'm using is just a little bit wider, so I'm just going to take a pair of scissors, and I don't have to have it super straight because my design's not going all the way to the edge there, so I'm just going to be very careful and cut a straight line. Next, I'm going to take a piece of tape here, just right up at the top. I'm going to flip it over. And now I'm simply just going to line this up at the top. Now let's go ahead and get our sublimation tray ready to load our paper. So we're just going to take out the 8.5 by 11. I'm going to unlock these pieces here and simply pull this piece out. If you guys did not know, this tray actually extends into a bigger size. And then we're going to take this green button here, push it over, and then you just want to make sure that this is extended. To load your film, you want to have the film face down and your tape all the way at the back. We're going to get this in here, and then we're just simply going to close these sides until it fits perfect. At this point, I'm going to reload my tray. Now we are ready to hit print. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. Let me show you guys here really quickly. It looks gorgeous. So we want to work really, really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting my powder at the top. And then we are going to shake this all the way from the top to the bottom. Since this is a bigger print, I want to really work quickly to make sure I get everything covered. So I'm just going back and forth. And you may want to get you 2 pieces of parchment paper down. You can see that I'd only got 1 and it's making a little bit of a mess on my table, but I'll get it here in just a bit. Now I'm just going to shake off the excess, and then I'm going to get this put away and we'll clean this up. When it comes to the DTF hack, I like to use my desk vacuum here to get up any sort of remaining powder. So if you guys are going to be doing this DTF hack or you work with any sort of glitter, I highly recommend you get yourself a desk vacuum. And since I'm not using Cricut Design Space, I'm going to trim away those little pieces there. There really is no reason to use your Cricut at this point to cut this out. You can completely see through this to line it up on your shirt. For today's DTF hack, I'm going to be using my Cricut AutoPress for the very first time. I have fired it up, warmed it up. This guy is ready to go. If you guys have been following me right here on my YouTube community, you guys know that I snagged mine during the Amazon Prime. But you guys can actually snag it over on Cricut.com less than $500 if you guys are a Cricut Access member. And if you guys are part of my fan club or my besties, I have gave you guys a promo code to get it for less than $500. We're going to try to use the Cricut AutoPress to cure our powders, so let's try it. Currently, I have my Cricut AutoPress at 385 for 40 seconds. I'm going to heat up that lower platen. So as you guys could see, I used my Cricut AutoPress and I just hovered above, being very careful not to accidentally close it. And you guys can see it actually works. So I was able to cure this using my press. So like I told you guys before, you can use your bigger heat presses, just hover above it. But what I highly recommend is heating up that lower platen first, so that way you have that heat coming from the bottom and the top. Now you're just simply going to set your heat press at 300 degrees for 20 seconds. While that's warming up, let's go ahead and prep up our sweatshirt. So I'm going to be using a white Gildan sweatshirt for this project. We're simply just going to remove any sort of lint or debris. You will have already wanted to pull out the moisture first before you tape this down. And as you can hopefully see on camera here, there is actually a line from my AutoPress. Now we're just going to fold our design in half. That way I can get a little bit of a crease mark. And then we're just going to figure out where we want this to go. I'm going to come down right about there. And then you want to add a couple pieces of heat tape. Get one down here. and one here. Just a quick tip here for the Cricut Auto Press, you can only do a 12 by 15, where our standard heat press here, we can do a 15 by 15. So if you're trying to decide what direction you can put that on your auto press, just simply pull the mat off and then you can set it on top of your design. So I can look at that and see if I think it's going to cover everything, which luckily mine perfectly will be able to fit on here. The only thing I do worry about the edges. So if you wanted to, just to be safe, you may want to load this on your press in this direction here, which is what we're going to do today. Our heat press is ready to go, so let's see if the DTF hack will work with the Cricut Auto Press. As you guys know, with the DTF hack, there is hot and cold pill. This is a cold pill, so I'm going to put mine face down on my granite countertop so I can let this cool down before we try to pill. So now it's time to pill. As you guys can see, I lost a little bit of the coloring in the letters as well as his hat. It gave me a little bit of distress going on, so I did not cover this good enough with the powder. I can tell you that right now. You can see all of the black looks amazing. It feels good. I think the auto press did amazing for pressure, but I definitely think that I needed a little bit more powder for this job. Even though I lost some of the colors, I still love it. I think it came out amazing. It just looks distressed a little bit. So whenever it comes to this DTF hack, you can have some moments that are super high, and then you're gonna have moments that it's like, oh my goodness, what has happened here? There's several factors that could have played into this. I may have not powdered it enough. Maybe I didn't powder it fast enough. Because it is a bigger design, those inks dry pretty quickly. So far, I've had zero issues whenever it comes to the sublimation ink, so this was definitely a surprise. Usually I would see something like this with the inkjet, but I think it's a mixture between me not getting enough powder or the fact that I did not powder it fast enough. I do think it is amazing that the black came out absolutely perfect as well as other pieces. So I really do think I just did not get enough powder on those errors. But whenever it comes to the DTF hack, like I said, there is trial and error. You always want to play around with it, but this is a super big design. And as you guys can see in Cricut Design Space, there is a really big print and cut area. Honestly, this is an extra large sweatshirt, and that covered, this was as big as it would do for this particular design. That doesn't mean this is as big as it can do on anything. It's just this particular design. So I'm really, really happy with it. You guys let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? And are you guys going to be trying out the bigger DTF film? Everything that I have used today is linked down below. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can get a little bit of a better close up. And as you guys can see here, I hit it with the heat press one more time. I really like to do that with my DTF transfers. If I feel any sort of texture, so especially where I lose color like this, I'll usually hit it one more time for around 5 to 10 seconds with a piece of parchment paper. So that way I don't have any sort of rough patches, and it feels so good. If you guys have not tried out this DTF hack, you guys are missing out. You definitely need to check it out. If you guys want to spruce up your sweatshirts or t-shirts, even if you were using sublimation, you guys need to try out this screen print confetti. It is so much fun. I've done several videos on this stuff. So for example, this has some pink in it. I could sprinkle some pink all over this and it would look amazing. For this screen print confetti, the instructions are right here on the container. I'm going to link you guys to the exact ones that I have here. So this is 325 to 350 for around 10 to 12 seconds. I've set the Cricut at 350 for 12 seconds. I'm going to take my sweatshirt over to the Cricut press, and I'm going to just press the bottom part of my sleeves here. I'm going to do one side and then the other, and we'll check it out. As you can see, we were able to take these sleeves up a notch and just add a little extra something to this t-shirt, sweatshirt, if you will, using that screen print confetti. A couple other things that you can do is using some dye ink to just do the sleeves here, or using some acrylic ink and doing some splatter marks on your t-shirt is always fun as well. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about this sweatshirt along with the DTF hack. Do you guys want to see more of the DTF hack videos? If you do, what do you want to see next? Also, if you guys have not already, please hit the subscribe button as well as that notification bell down below so you don't miss any of my crafting tutorials.